All right, mate, this is for you. Imagine that is your fascia. You've got your external angle and you've got your internal angle. If that was my actual fascia, I'd be putting a bevel gauge on there to get the angle and then transferring it somewhere where I could make up a drawing like so. Same applies to your internal angle. Next, you want to grab your piece and sit it upside down and use it as a stencil. It's important you're accurate with this because you want to use these markings to get an accurate angle. Next, draw a line on the front and the back, connecting the intersecting points. And now you've got the angle that you are going to use to cut both sides of your joint. Next, you want to line up your piece and mark the rear side of your guttering and then square it up the rear side. I'm simply demonstrating here that to not confuse yourself, mark the front bead so you know what direction you're sending that angle. Put a mark on the lower side. I'm starting the cut off and then finishing it with a saber, and that's my first piece. With the second piece, ensure that the bead is past your mitred corner and mark the back, followed by your angle in the right direction. Square up the rear. With the upstream angle, you're going to need to be able to mark this pretty accurately, as the upstream angle has the tabs on it and you're going to use snips to cut this out. Mark square tabs to all flat surfaces and leave about 5 to 10 millimeters around the rolled edge. Then grab your snips and proceed to cut all the excess off. With the rolled edge, you want to do multiple little snips so that you're able to hammer this around to the right angle. And then you can pop your piece back down on your template if you like and bend the tabs to the right angle, hammer down that rolled edge, and there's your first corner. But let's change things up a little bit and do the internal angle in copper OG. Mark your rear, square it up, grab your angle, transfer it onto your piece. The only difference here is that with an internal angle, you don't need to cut through the rear. You can use that as a bending point. So I'm cutting out all of the excess and then I'm turning it around and I will trim the internal, I will rivet it, I will hammer it, and I'll finish it. Real lesson here was right at the start when you're marking out your piece to get your accurate angles.